Good morning. On behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School of Education and Human Development, I am honored to welcome our doctoral graduates, their families, and friends to our school's doctoral hooding ceremony. Today's ceremony marks the culmination of hard work, enriching and challenging dialogues and interactions, and academic activities that have provided a foundation and enhanced your skills and knowledge to actualize your personal and professional commitments. Importantly, today's ceremony also marks the return of time well spent and otherwise, as well as personal, familial, and community investment and sacrifice. This doctorate you have earned is a test of your intellectual endurance and skills. The ceremony is our way to honor that intellectual tenacity and resilience, to acknowledge that effort, to recognize your achievement. Notably, today's ceremony also marks your entry into a community of scholars and practitioners who have earned the highest degree in the broad and multidisciplinary field of education. Congratulations, class of 2023, and welcome. During my tenure at the Graduate School of Education and Human Development, I have been afforded the opportunity to support students in myriad ways, directly and indirectly, and to bear witness to the development of novel ideas, the deepening of one's knowledge and skills, the aha moments, the frustrations and excitement of dissertation research, and many other mundane and significant moments. I think it's safe to say that my colleagues and I have received as much as we have given in our roles as advisors, dissertation chairs, and committee members, and program faculty. Your tenacity, curiosity, commitments, and passions replenish and inspire us in ways sometimes unimaginable and unanticipated. While you may not have always experienced faculty-student, advisor-advisee relationships as such, I assure you that learning was happening on both sides. Thank you for being open to our gentle and not so gentle encouragement and direction. Thank you for standing firm and in principle. Thank you for trusting us with your aspirations and goals. And thank you for reminding us why we are all committed to the promise of education and the many students, families, and communities to whom we are in service. When I think about service and being of service, or working in service of others within the context of education specifically, I am encouraged by the wide-ranging topics you have examined in your dissertation research. Many of your studies sought to enhance equity and opportunity for individuals who come from disadvantaged and underrepresented groups, whether here in the US or abroad. Your work addressed head-on issues of race, class, gender, sexuality, religion, disability, national identities, equity, justice, access, representation, and many more equally important topics. A remarkable range and body of work, your studies are especially important and necessary in today's social-political climate. There is much at stake. In 2018, the late Honorable John Lewis, House of Representatives, Georgia, tweeted, and I quote, "Do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful, be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, a week, a month, or a year. It is the struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise, to get in good trouble, necessary trouble," end quote. Your studies are poised to contribute to the good and necessary trouble that will prove instrumental in navigating and influencing an ever-evolving and arguably regressive education and social context. To this end, the ultimate test is the fusing of your scholarship to impact education. My hope is that today marks the beginning or the continuation of your important work in the field of education. I am confident that you will rise to the occasion and meet the charge, whatever that may be for you. While the ceremony centers you, our doctoral graduates, it is equally important to acknowledge that you did not get here alone. There were peers, partners, parents, children, friends, and relatives who were supporters and cheerleaders. So, may I ask you, as a gesture of thanks and gratitude, to stand, take a look around the room, and applaud those who have been your ardent supporters. And finally, it is my pleasure to introduce our Dean, Michael J. Foyer. Dr. Foyer joined the Graduate School of Education and Human Development in 2010. We were very fortunate to welcome to the school such an accomplished researcher and visionary leader. Before coming to GW, Dean Foyer served as the Executive Director of the Division of Behavioral and Social Sciences in Education in the National Research Council. In addition to his impressive career at the National Academies, he has taught at several distinguished universities and has written copiously about education, economics, and policy. He is the host of the podcast EdFix, which highlights the effective strategies and provocative ideas of researchers, practitioners, and policymakers on how to improve our education system. Dean Foyer is also a past president of the National Academy of Education. On a personal note, he is not just here to run the business of a School of Education and Human Development, but is motivated by a deep concern about the future and quality of education in the nation and around the world. Dean Foyer is a true advocate for supporting and enriching doctoral study in our school. Please join me in welcoming our Dean, Michael Foyer.
Good morning, everybody. Are we in the mood to graduate? Are we in the mood to get our hoods put on us? Yes. Well, it's great to be here. To paraphrase from Julie Andrews in a musical of about 100 years ago, this actually is one of my favorite things. I want to thank Dean Howard for a lovely introduction. Lionel, you said some nice things about me. That makes me worry a little bit about your standards, but I'm not going to argue with you today. I'm too polite for that. Anyway, enough about me. This is about you. And as graduates and your families and your friends who have joined us to salute and celebrate this wonderful milestone moment. Indeed, you have reached a remarkable milestone. And being a data guy, I thought I would just share a little bit of a statistic that I think you will find interesting. We think there are approximately 225 million Americans age 25 and older, at least as of 2022. Among them, approximately 4.8 million, which is just a tad over 2%, have doctoral degrees. That puts you in a very distinguished club, and one for which membership is all about extraordinary intellectual academic achievement. So, unlike some of those clubs that Groucho Marx would have said he wouldn't join because they admitted him, this club is really a terrific club. And I am thrilled that you are just about in it and that you will continue to carry forward the traditions of what it means to be the holders of such a distinguished credential and a signal of your immense accomplishment. I don't have time, and nor would you want me to take the time, to get into a big contemplation about the meaning of the word success. But I would just say that it is a blend, a combination of hard work, determination, resilience, and luck. You have worked hard. You have maintained your focus. You have been determined. You have bounced back from the challenges of academic life and COVID, and even GW's smooth-running bureaucracy. And yes, you have been lucky. Please keep that in mind. Humility in our business seems to be stuck in some kind of a supply chain blockage these days. And there are so many experts out there who are willing to know and say that they've got exactly what's wrong with the world and they know how to fix it. Put differently, and you knew I would sneak in a baseball metaphor this morning, there are a lot of people out there who essentially woke up on third base and strut around as if they hit a triple. So I want you to take this incredible accomplishment of yours, this membership in this elite club of doctoral recipients, and continue to be humble and modest as you go forward, attacking the biggest problems that we face. Speaking of luck, you're going to feel especially lucky because I'm going to be brief, and I'm almost done. When I was a kid, my father would greet me at the end of the day when I came home from school and say, "Did you teach your teachers enough, or are they expecting you back tomorrow?" If you're wondering where I got a little bit of that cynical streak in me, now you know. Well, we won't have you back in class tomorrow, and we will therefore count on other students in the pipeline, following in your footsteps, to continue giving us the gift that you have given to all of us. We learn from you, we learn with you, and we think you also learn some stuff from us. Along those lines, let me ask you, our graduates, to acknowledge your amazing faculty and staff who have worked so hard with you over these years. I am, speaking of lucky, I am probably the luckiest guy in the world to be able to have a faculty and staff in GSHED of the type that you have gotten to know. So I'm going to ask the GSHED faculty and staff, and that includes the various people hovering around this room making sure that we've got all the choreography working, to stand for a moment, if you will. And I would like our graduates and families and friends and supporters to thank them. There's an old joke about the difference between the optimist and the pessimist, and the answer is, the difference is that the pessimist has more data. I don't know. I see in front of me today evidence that validates my optimism. I see a racial and ethnic and gender and religious and national and chronological demographic mosaic that is the essence of the American educational experiment. You are the data that give me great hope. And especially in these very challenging times, I just want to say I can't thank you all enough for providing me that evidence to bolster my hope for our collective futures. Thank you for your contribution to GSHED. We are a better place because of you. We want to hear from you. We're going to stalk you and watch you as you progress through the next chapters of your career. And we ask you to stay in touch with us as you strive to make the world better than the way you found it. With that, it is a great pleasure to introduce one of my most cherished colleagues, the absolutely indispensable Associate Dean for Research and External Relations, your friend and mine, Dr. Maxine Freund. Max, all yours.
Thank you for the introduction. Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Thank you for the introduction, Dean Foyer. I appreciate it. I, too, want to extend a warm welcome to GSHED's terrific graduates. We're so proud of you, and to welcome your guests. We're grateful that you're here to support your candidates. I hope this morning is as important to you as it is to us and to the graduates who are about to be hooded. As you all know, or I hope you all know, the Doctor of Education and the Doctor of Philosophy degrees are the highest earned degrees available in the world of learning. The designation of doctor signifies that the holders of the doctorate have made an original contribution to knowledge or practice and are ready to contribute more. Each recipient of the doctoral hood is considered ready to teach others how to make their own contributions to research and practice. So candidates, today you will be officially hooded. The special hood that the candidates will soon acquire one by one is worn by the doctor as part of the academic regalia that traces its origin to the beginning of the Western University well over 900 years ago. At that time, students and faculty were nearly all clerics. What we now call academic regalia, what was then just the usual daily garb of the clerics. This included a hood to pull over one's head to keep out the rain, cold, and snow. By the 14th century, the hood had reached the elongated form we see today, and all of you candidates will show your guess. By that time, it presumably really no longer served a practical function. However, legend has it that the pocket at the end of the hood was a convenient receptacle for coins, and the more ambitious faculty would solicit wealthy donors to drop money into this pocket, thus keeping with the theme of contributions. Although this tradition seems to have long disappeared, it recently reappeared as the custom of putting contributions into the pocket at the end of the hood would doubtless make today's graduates very happy. So I encourage your guests to find the back of the hood, and whatever you put in will be a surprise to the graduates. In keeping with our tradition, we will move forward and ask soon that each of the doctoral candidates cross the stage where they will be hooded by Dean Foyer and their dissertation chair or committee member. While each candidate is on the stage, they will be presented with a flower to represent the support and encouragement of others during the doctoral program. Each of you has made sacrifices for this degree, but so have your family members, friends, and colleagues. We know that without that support, an achievement of this magnitude would not have been possible. So we ask the graduates, the hooded graduates, that they consider giving the flower to someone who has been there for them, someone who cheered them on throughout the course of their studies, supported them in their highs or their lows. Thank you for the opportunity, guests and graduates, to share the history of the doctoral hooding. Dean Foyer, we now ask that you begin the hooding process. Thank you.
We invite the counseling and human development advocates to stand and prepare to hood their graduates. Dr. Aliyah Subhit. Their dissertation title is A Critical Inquiry into Play Therapists' Creation of Culturally Inclusive Play Therapy Spaces, chaired by Bhagmi Das. Dr. Samara Gelb Richmond. Their dissertation title is A Narrative Inquiry into Meaning Making for Adult Women Living with Chronic Pain, chaired by Bhagmi Das. Dr. Catherine Blaine Hurley. Their dissertation title is Perceptions of Self, Others, and Group Identity as Predictors of Life Satisfaction and Mental Health for Autistic and LGBTQ+ Adults, chaired by Richard Pierre Lanthier. Dr. Amanda Raquel Friday. Their dissertation title is Lost, Finding, Found, a qualitative study on the career journey and narratives of former Division I college football players, chaired by Bhagmi Das. We invite the curriculum and instruction advocates to stand and prepare to hood their graduates. Dr. Frederica M. Nash. Their dissertation title is A Case Study of Teacher Beliefs and Discursive Claims Enacting Social Justice Pedagogy in 7th Grade Science, chaired by Jonathan Grooms. Dr. Mary Elizabeth Short. Their dissertation title is A Framework for Identifying Evidence of Global Thinking in Student Discourse About Socio-Scientific Issues, chaired by Tiffany Rose Julia Sikorsky. Dr. Maria Goretti Vinuales del Ejido. Their dissertation title is The Effects of Pitch-Focused and Rhythm-Focused Music Programs on Preschool Phonological Awareness, Alphabet Knowledge, and Concept of Word Awareness, chaired by Jonathan Eckel. Dr. Anita Sagar. Their dissertation title is Bad Betty, Factors that Influence How Second-Generation South Asian Women Define and Interpret the Idea of Success Around Educational Attainment, chaired by Colin Green. We invite the Educational Administration and Policy Studies advocates to stand and prepare to hood their graduates. Dr. Juliana L. Pearson. Their dissertation title is The Impact of the Minnesota State Colleges and Universities 2-year Occupational Grant Pilot Program on Post-Secondary Persistence and Completion, chaired by Yas A. Nakib. Dr. An T. Nguyen Bay. Their dissertation title is Examining Data-Driven Decision-Making, a study of how school principals use data, chaired by Linda K. Lemasters. Dr. Natasha Renee Saunders. Their dissertation title is Heard, Respected, and Valued, Leadership Dispositions and Practices During the Return to School Following Suspension, chaired by Kelly Cheryl Linkus. Dr. Janice Nicole Bland. Their dissertation title is Context is Everything, How School Leaders' Experiences Impact Social, Emotional, and Academic among African American secondary students living in impoverished communities, chaired by Ababeyahu A. Tekla-Selassie. Dr. Ann Matthews Morris. Their dissertation title is Personalized Professional Learning Through Instructional Coaching, a case study of one school district, chaired by Yas A. Nakib. Dr. Tiffany R. Witherspoon. Their dissertation title is A Case Study Investigation of High School Teachers' Perceptions about the Integration and Sustainability of Technology and School Leadership Support following a Professional Development Program, chaired by Kelly Cheryl Linkus. Dr. Aileen M. Hawkins. Their dissertation title is From Schoolmaster to CEO and More: How Independent School Heads Come to Understand Their Role. Chaired by Kelly Cheryl Linkus. We invite the educational leadership and administration advocates to stand and prepare to hood their graduates. Dr. Tanganyika Harris Millard. Their dissertation title is Equity Policy to Equitable Outcomes: A Study of High School Principals' Leadership Perceptions and Practices Toward Minority Student Enrollment in Advanced Academics. Chaired by Ababayehu A. Tekla-Selassie. Dr. Micah Andre Pate, Jr. Their dissertation title is Exploring the Experiences of Black Male Teachers and School Leadership Practices That Influence Retention. Chaired by Ababayehu A. Tekla-Selassie. We invite the higher education administration advocates to stand and prepare to hood their graduates. Dr. Margaret M. Holland. Their dissertation title is Women Leading Higher Education: Disrupting Patriarchal Mediation in Higher Education Spaces. Chaired by Sharon A. Dannels. Dr. Woo-Young Kwan. Their dissertation title is Experiencing and Promoting Student Civility at Two Catholic Universities in the United States, a Case Study. Chaired by Dr. Mi-Kyung Min-Sun Kim. We invite the human and organizational learning advocates to stand and prepare to hood their graduates. Dr. Nina Chrissy Barlat Higgins. Their dissertation title is Trailblazers in Hospitality: Career Advancement Experiences of Women of Color Executives. Chaired by Maria Shea. Dr. Sean Lynn Reardon. Their dissertation title is There's No Playbook for This: Employee Experiences and Emotions During Digital Transformation. Chaired by Shaista E. Kilji. Dr. Danielle Elise Tope Davis. Their dissertation title is The Eye of the Storm: Middle Managers' Experiences as Change Agents and Change Recipients. Chaired by Shaista E. Kilji. Dr. Joanna Standur. Their dissertation title is Leader Identity Development: Experiences of Women Leaders in Corporate Law Firms. Chaired by Maria Shea. Dr. Alicia Gabrielle Sinowitz. Their dissertation title is Commitment Profiles of Federal Government Employees Who Telework: A Qualitative Study. Chaired by Andrea J. Casey. Dr. Farah Fuad Al-Hinai. Their dissertation title is Understanding the Engagement Experiences of Employees at Bank Muscat in the Sultanate of Oman During the COVID-19 Pandemic. Chaired by Maria Shea. Dr. Chris McCubbin. Their dissertation title is Social Class Background as Barrier or Building Block: How Professionals who self-identify as first-generation professionals from low-income backgrounds tell stories about their career journeys and construct professional identities. Chaired by Julia Storberg Walker. Dr. Melissa K. Scott. Their dissertation title is Addressing the Often Forgotten Stakeholder, the Impact of Employee Communication Satisfaction on Organizational Identification During Organizational Crisis. Chaired by Shaista E. Khilji. Dr. Rachel Amy Flores. Their dissertation title is Being Well, Being Me, the Effect of Perceived Group Inclusion and Social Identity on Eudaimonic Workplace Well-Being. Chaired by Shaista E. Khilji. Dr. Samuel Earl Odom, Jr. Their dissertation title is Adapt and Thrive, Management Perceptions and Behaviors that Affect Double-Loop Learning in a Federal Organization. Chaired by Russell Court. Dr. Krishan Blackwell. Their dissertation title is Culturally Appropriate Responses, Examining How Higher Education Administrators Utilize Cultural Competencies Within U.S. Universities. Chaired by Shaista E. Khilji. Dr. Cindy Helene Dupree. Their dissertation title is Collective Mindfulness in the Workplace, a narrative research study exploring individual mindfulness practices and the influence on collective mindfulness practices of work groups. Chaired by Andrea J. Casey. Dr. Rico Bernard Hall. Their dissertation title is Amongst But Not Connected, Social Networking Experiences of First-Generation Professional, FGP, Black Males in the Federal Government. Chaired by Maria Shea. We invite the Special Education and Disability Studies advocates to stand and prepare to hood their graduates. Dr. Jessica Estelle Lundy. Their dissertation title is Teacher Perceptions of Decision-Making with Aggressive Students, a Multiple Case Study. Chaired by Elizabeth K. Rice.
Congratulations, class of 2023.
Okay, wait a minute. We're going to do that one more time until we get it right. Congratulations to this great group of doctoral recipients. Spectacular, just spectacular. We are so proud of you. We're so happy for you. And we're happy to say that this pretty much concludes our ceremony for this morning. And we are just, again, wanting to send you off with the warmest best wishes from all of us. In fact, on behalf of my colleagues in the university administration, the other deans, the vice presidents, the president, the provost, we all wish you the very, very best in everything that you do, including, hopefully, seeing you tomorrow for our celebration, and then on the Mall on Sunday. Please, we ask everyone to remain in your seats while the graduates and faculty, but the faculty are going to scoot out first, then the graduates, and then the rest of you. Thank you so much for being with us. Congratulations to the class of '23.